It's Cowtown, and we're live from the Grey Eagle Resort and Casino as we bring in longtime Flames radio analyst Peter Loubardias. And Lou, I appreciate you doing this here in the off-season, although there never really is one. Yeah, thank you, my friend. All those players, I guess, have addressed the media today or over the past couple days. Let me just simply say, Lou, your take, if you don't mind, on the trade and the events of the last 10 days here, if you don't mind.
Well, absolutely, Rod. I don't really know where to start, but, you know, the Flames were certainly hit hard. I think their fans were hit hard when you lose your two most productive offensive players in a very short span of time. But I will say this. I was absolutely blown away with the return that Brad Treliving was able to get for Matthew Tkachuk. I think the team has addressed two massive needs in Huberdeau, who I've loved for a long time, going back to his days in St. John with the Sea Dogs, helping them to the 2011 Memorial Cup. I think he's a winner. I think he's playing the best hockey he's ever played. And the first time I'd actually ever seen Mackenzie Weegar, and frankly didn't know a whole lot about him, was in Saskatoon at the 2013 Memorial Cup. And he was a guy who came away after watching going, I think this guy's got a chance to play. So I truly felt, Rod, even before the Flames were dealt those cards, that they needed to upgrade and solidify their top four. And I think they've found a great guy. If you're going to lose a 115-point player in Johnny Gaudreau, you've added one. So, and the other gentleman in the trade, Cole Schwindt, I think may play as early as this year. He had a great year in Charlotte. He's a very talented, big, right-handed center who wins face-offs, and everybody I've talked to in the last couple of days just raves about the high character person and player and teammate that he is. So when Brad Treliving was put in that type of a spot, I can't really think of how you could have done much better than what he and the Flames have done.
Couldn't have knocked it right out of the park. So I guess that takes me into my next comment or question to you. I was surprised to hear Brad say that he was pissed off by the comments made about the Flames in the city of Calgary coming out of the departures of Tkachuk and Gaudreau, only because I would think they wouldn't listen to anybody by now. You and I both know that they do. But I'll ask you, were they unfairly maligned? What did you think of the comments made about the Flames in Calgary coming out of last week?
Well, I mean, you know, I don't know if my first reaction would be pissed off, but I do, as somebody who's spent, you know, a minute or two in the town and has covered the team for a long, long time. I think Calgary's a phenomenal city. And if you love the game and you want to be in a place that is incredibly passionate, then you've come to a great spot. If that's not for you, and for guys, you know, around the league, I think that's getting to be a more and more difficult sell because of some of the pressures that go hand in hand with playing and living and dealing in a Canadian market. But, you know, most of the time, Rod, I find in life, it's like the province of Saskatchewan, okay? And yes, I get really pissed off when people talk about my home province, especially when they know nothing about it. So if you've been there and done that and it's not your favorite place, fine. But until you have spent any time there, you might want to check it out first before you come to those kind of deductions.
I think Brad was probably, for all the same reasons, Brad was offended on behalf of Calgary and his own organization. Yeah.
Should have
well,
been.
And Lou, not everybody had the benefit of the guidance that I had, like of my own father. And you knew him well.
Yeah, I sure did.
And when I would talk to him about the haters, he would go, "Don't listen to him, Rod." And finally, after he passed away, I actually started to pay attention to what he said. And that's the thing. You don't know what you're talking about. So I let things roll off my back. It's what you just said. People don't know what they're talking about with Calgary or the Flames, so they let it roll off their back. So I guess other than that, our poll question today is, for Capital Auto Mall, Universal Collision Center, who will have more points this upcoming season, the Flames or the Panthers in the regular season? You want to take a stab at that?
both teams are going to play in incredibly difficult divisions. Both teams are going to have some major changes. I don't know, Rod. And again, we've had this conversation a lot. I don't care who has the most points in the regular season.
Yeah, I know.
What I would do?
I know.
You know what I do care about? What happens for both teams in the springtime as they try to take another step. And I have no trouble telling you, I love the two guys that the Flames have added, and I don't think they're done. I really do not think they're done. I would not be the least bit surprised if they have another potentially large move in the bullet chamber. But we'll see.
So, sounds like you know something. Your guy, Pat Steinberg, by the way, tweeted out how this had all unfolded. Tkachuk had said that he wasn't going to sign long-term. That triggered the filing for arbitration. It was all in order. This is a business, Lou. People, I think they forget about that too, don't they? This isn't just about selling jerseys and fanboys. This is clerical legal stuff this time of year.
Well, it is clerical legal stuff, but here's what I'm going to say. When you are an athlete, you spend a lot of time being controlled by others, as many people do in their own respective workplaces. So in the case of both John and Matthew Tkachuk, you put yourself in a situation every once in a while where you get to truly make your own decisions. And that is their right to do that. But from a Flame standpoint, and I haven't heard a lot of people say this, and Rod, I was saying, I don't know, I may even have said it on your show last year with Matthew, the sooner I knew what he wanted to do, the better. Because I'm just not paying anybody $9 or $10 million a year unless they are completely committed to help me win and want to stay. You are never winning in anything, in any league, in any sport, if your best people are not 100% all in and committed to winning. But yes, it is a business, and it's big business. And so when you find the right players and the right chemistry and the right situation where your best players' number one concern at a certain point in time is winning with their team, that's when you have a better chance.
Tank Abbott is watching in one of your favorite. Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
I was just going to say, and that's not to suggest that those two guys didn't care greatly about trying to win when they were in Calgary.
The Tank and Estevan says the regular season is just an 82-game exhibition, and if you're good enough to get into the dance, that's all that matters. Then you have a chip, chair, and a chance at the Stanley Cup. And I guess that is my question with you. We got about 2 minutes left. Flames in the conversation with this roster right now as Stanley Cup contenders next year. What do you think?
I think they need one more top six piece, potentially. They're in an incredibly difficult division, and you don't have to look any farther than going 2.5 hours up the highway. Vancouver's going to be better. Vegas is going to be better. It's hard to get in to the party now. It's never been harder. But I don't think there's going to be a massive drop-off for the Flames in terms of continuing to build towards something special.
Outstanding. Well, and again, Brad Treliving certainly got a lot of people off his back with the return in the Tkachuk trade. Any stab at best Hall of Fame inductions? Yeah. You want to take a stab at the best induction speech you've ever heard?
Oof. I don't know, Roddy. You know what? To be honest, I haven't heard a lot with my own. I've heard a ton, but it's kind of something I'd probably have to give a little bit more thought to. Believe it or not, one of the best ones I ever heard at any level was Blair Atchinham when he was honored by the Moose Jaw Warriors. Talking about where he came from, where he got to, the difference that Lauren Mulliken made in his life and in his hockey career. That is one that stands out that people, at least in Saskatchewan, would certainly have some feel for.
Well, and here's one that'll put a smile on your face. The night we announced that it would be now forever known as the Bill Hickey Trophy for the top goal scorer of the Regina Pats. He was there. Well, you know, you try to teach these young men right from wrong.
Well, Roddy,
you can just imagine.
What are you going to do? What are you going to do?
When you walk?
I miss him. Yeah,
I know, so do I. Thank you, Lou. Happy summer.
Okay, good. Yeah, you too. Talk soon. Bye-bye.
Peter Loubardias of the Calgary Flames.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for watching the RP Show on YouTube. And don't forget, we're live daily on YouTube from noon to 2 Eastern. If you like what you see, hit subscribe. And if you like the program, check around for other segments of the Rod Pedersen Show here on YouTube.